adult shit was on an iPhone microphone. And
I really would have never guessed that. I assumed you guys had like the full
oh
setup.
no, I think people just accepted that it was trash, and like after the second episode they were like, oh, this is what it is, this is okay, this is my new normal. But my boyfriend, who's a music producer, it was like his ears would bleed listening to an episode.
Yeah.
So he was the one who was finally like, if you're gonna do this again, we're gonna do it the right way. And he went out and like did all the equipment, yada yada yada.
I love it.
Not important though. The most important thing is that you are here, Miss Michelle Khare, our guest this week. Confidently Insecure, the podcast where we are absolutely sure we don't know everything. And this week, I wanted you to come on, Michelle, because A, you're dope and I love you, and you're my friend. And we used to work at BuzzFeed together.
I'm genuinely just like starstruck to be here.
Oh,
so this is fun for me.
Are you kidding? I'm like talking to the hottest YouTuber, wellness fitness bitch.
Okay. Debatable.
Yeah, we took a poll. Yeah, I wanted you to come on because I feel like a subject that I talk a lot about but really don't know the mechanics behind it is being a YouTuber. I'm like the worst YouTuber of all time. I feel like
really?
Oh my God. Dude, working at BuzzFeed, I feel like it's a well-oiled machine where it's like you're just like a gear in the wheel of, that's not the word. What's the word? You're a
cog.
Thank you.
The wheel. I don't know.
That's that saying. You're a cog in the wheel. And then when I like got out of that machine, I was like, how do people do things? And I feel like you've done such a good job of building your own brand and your own capital and your business since leaving. And the second thing that I feel like I talk a lot about is loving myself and being very confident. Yet there is like an aspect of my life. I've never been someone who's into fitness. And I feel like I don't feel very healthy. I don't have a great relationship with my body. And I feel like I watch your videos and I'm just like, those are another type of people. Like you guys are another type of people who just get it. Like who just get the gym, who just get fitness, who just get wellness and lifestyle. And then there are people like me who just would literally rather do anything else. Like there's a fucking wall, a Berlin Wall between me and the gym every morning when I get up. So that's why I wanted you to bring you here today to talk.
Okay,
but first I want to introduce you for anyone who doesn't know who you are, which if you don't, what are you doing? You are a YouTuber, actress, producer extraordinaire. Some of your videos you have done on YouTube have put you in very challenging, interesting positions. You have become a clown. You have joined the military. You have gotten a professional back scratch, done beauty, done health and wellness. You voiced a cartoon. You've done meditation. You made a short film. And you trained to become Batman, Spider-Man, Arya Stark, Wonder Woman, and a bunch of other ones. But would you call yourself a fitness YouTuber or a wellness YouTuber? Or like, do you even like having a label?
I guess I would call myself an extreme lifestyle enthusiast.
Ooh, like you just really like life?
I guess that I like living life to the extreme and trying out different lifestyles.
So do you like superheroes as much as you do superhero-esque videos?
Yes.
You do?
I love superheroes.
Are you Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Okay,
Hardcore.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I just know that that's a thing people
Marvel's
ask.
right.
Which
It's
one's
the right
who's
choice.
on Marvel?
Marvel is Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain Marvel.
Got it. Black
Infinity
Widow.
War, Black Widow, Black
Okay.
Panther.
Okay.
Yes.
And
all
who's
the
your
good ones.
like Patronus if it was a superhero?
I like Spider-Man.
Really?
I really like Spider-Man, yeah.
I really liked that animated one that came out
Yeah,
this year.
the Spider-Verse, very, very good.
Have you seen the newest one? Because I feel like they did a really bad
Yes.
job marketing that.
Unfortunately, they did, but the movie's really, really good.
I need to go see it.
Yeah, you definitely need
Whatever.
to see
Okay,
it.
I'm digressed. So you call yourself extreme lifestyle?
An extreme lifestyle enthusiast on YouTube.
You put yourself in these insane situations to sort of train like a certain extreme lifestyle. So like the military or a superhero. But you also do have a wellness vertical to your content. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think like every video involves, every video involves a venue of health and fitness in some way because I am physically transforming my entire life to that lifestyle. So for example, when I did a video with the U.S. Marine Corps, I did the exact same daily routine as
That shit
anyone
was
going through
crazy.
boot camp, training like them, eating like them, sleeping the same amount that they do.
Why do you think it makes you a better person? Like, do you feel different after you go through something like that, or just experiencing someone else's life gives you a boner?
Oh my God. I guess that I really love the feeling of overcoming an obstacle. And I'm kind of addicted to that feeling. Everything leading up to that really sucks.
Interesting.
But it's kind of like a drug for me, I guess. Like once I complete one, I'm like, I'm ready for the next one.
Do you think you have an addictive personality?
Yes.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
She answered that quick.
Yeah. I have a very addictive personality. And I think it runs in my family in a negative way, whether it's binge eating or alcohol. And so being very aware of those negative addictive personalities that are genetically within me, I tried to divert them to things that are positive, I guess.
In a healthy way.
Know. Yeah. I'm not the greatest at it, but.
No, I mean, I think you're doing a wonderful job, and you spread a great message, which I want to eventually get to talking about, like the toxicity of fitness and diet culture on social media.
Yeah.
And of course, I always want to like preface this with Michelle's speaking from Michelle's experience. I'm speaking from my experience. We're not doctors. Jerk off motion. You guys get it. But I feel like I just have to say that so no one takes any of my advice seriously. But maybe. I wanted to ask, you mentioned about your family, and I rewatched the 23andMe DNA video that you did because you are a woman of color and you do work in a male-dominated industry. And your dad's an immigrant, and yet you've managed to sort of keep, like, you're not like a problematic or controversial YouTuber. And I think like when people,
I hate drama.
I think when people sign up to do this, you expect to have like what your morals are is who you are as a person, and what your political stance is it represents a lot of who you are as a person. But you've managed to be pretty, like, dare I say, brand friendly or like family friendly. Do you go there in some of your work? Like, do you ever get a little gritty and like expose a little bit of yourself, or do you find that these challenges you do kind of brings that out each time you do it? I know that was a very long question.
Yeah. I think in a lot of my videos, I show a lot of sides of. Hi, I'm scared to be loud.
No,
I'm just hearing my sexy podcast voice.
I love it. Notice how I'm like deep throating the microphone. And you're like, get this dick out of my face.
No, I'm okay. I'm not afraid of dicks.
No, she's not. But like, you don't
anymore.
talk about like sex on your channel too much, or like.
Yeah, I mean, well,
not that everyone should be like with their legs open like me. It's definitely different audiences, but how do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like when I go in my videos, I allow my audience to see really difficult sides of me, whether it's like crying or talking about like things that really make me uncomfortable regarding self-confidence. I think there's this perception that, oh, Michelle's done everything. Like, Michelle's done so many things. She must be the most confident person in the world, and that is not the case.
Do tell. Tell us your traumas and secrets.
But actually this weekend I did a video. Maybe it'll be out by the time this is out as well.
No, it's coming out on Thursday. So unless it's coming out on Thursday.
So like and subscribe to my channel so that you do see it when it comes out.
Click the bell.
Yeah. But I can give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes
Do
on that.
tell.
It's probably the most controversial video I've ever done.
Ooh.
I did a video where I went to police academy for the weekend.
Oh,
and
just give me chills.
Yeah, it was
task.
insane. I was very picky because the way police are portrayed on social media is often one way. There's every single week there's a police brutality incident. Someone who is innocent dies. And that is how I understand the police to be, or did. And so going in, I was really strict on, we need to work with a police academy that's going to be willing to answer questions about Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, all of those things. And
not be afraid of it.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just going to keep shoving the microphone in your face.
Yeah, not be
also,
afraid of
don't
it.
mind my cat climbing in the background. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, not be afraid of it and not avoid it, because my audience is very socially aware. So they will call it out if I don't go 100%. Yeah. So it was an insane experience because I got to speak to an officer who was in a life-threatening incident and was shot by a suspect very recently, and just his take on gun laws, gun safety, what that means, and also how this police academy specifically prevents anyone from
Like
wanting
bias,
to do
right.
police brutality, I guess, or have racial bias.
Right.
And so we went to San Diego, which is the #1 ranked police department in all of America.
Right, because they do really intense training, right? Like super intense. So you trained like them?
Yeah.
Whoa,
So
okay.
yesterday I got tased.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Bitch, what?
I have a video. I'll show you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got tased and
What?
pepper sprayed.
Bitch. What? Everything in my head is just going, why? Because you're not someone that's like for the clicks or the content. Like you're not that type of person. But why do you do this to yourself?
Well, I did it because it's a part of Police Academy. And what I really admire about San Diego Police, the San Diego Police Department,
SDPD,
SDPD,
sucking dick,
Jesus.
What?
Is that they want their students to experience what they will in the future administer to other people. So you can't shoot a taser at someone unless you know how insane it feels. And let me tell you, it was one of the most painful experiences in my life.
Where'd they shoot you in the back?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have marks?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How long were you like for?
It was they only do it for 5 seconds, which
That's
is
a long fucking time.
but
when you're being
it feels
tased.
like 30 seconds, and basically it causes muscle cramps
Uh-huh.
all over your body. And so it
shit.
feels like you're just
You can't release anything.
it's crazy, and it feels like a jackhammer is on you.
That sounds like the
feels
worst
so
type of
fucked up.
sex. Like everything, it's like it lasts 5 seconds. You can't untense your muscles, and you're getting jackhammered.
Exactly.
It's like the worst orgasm.
Yeah. But I'm very open talking about sex and whatever. I'm happy to talk about that with you.
No, I'm not.
I just
gonna
haven't.
Force
There's
my-
not really a way
Yeah.
for me to do
But do
challenge
you
accepted
think you
sex.
would ever like do challenge? Because I remember you were the producer on the video where I did no masturbating for 30 days.
I was, yeah.
Did you do it too?
I didn't.
No. But you were the producer on it.
I was, yes.
Because didn't they do it again?
Probably.
I roll. Yeah, because I remember you being the producer on it. And I thought that was such a great video because I think when you go to YouTube and you type in like masturbation, all the videos that can come up, like you always come at your videos from such a healthy perspective. And I really appreciate that. So to hear that you're taking on something more controversial like the Police Academy and Black and Blue Lives Matter, I think it would be really interesting to also maybe see you do something like sex positive related.
gosh.
I don't know what it could be, but like
I don't either.
BDSM culture or like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like in my everyday life, I will talk to anyone about sex or how I feel about it or like what porn I watch or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
What porn do you watch?
I always watch lesbian porn.
I feel like that's the answer,
But I feel like
right?
that's everybody.
Yeah, I feel
don't
like
know.
that's the
It's the best
answer.
kind. I
Have
mean,
you ever watched anything super weird? Like I remember in high school, there was a documentary that had just come out on Vice about a guy who was fucking a donkey. And we all like Googled donkey porn and I'll never forget it.
I don't.
Okay. Well, just exposing myself. No, but it was, child time. We were curious about it. Okay, so that's really cool that you're expanding your brand. I did want to. Can we tell them what I'm doing with you on Wednesday, or should we keep that secret?
I don't care.
Okay,
Whatever.
I'm doing Michelle's extreme body makeover
Dun,
challenge
dun,
video.
dun.
Oh my god! And now I approached you about the subject.
You did.
And I had been actively looking for a trainer since I had my knee injury. And I've just really enjoyed the way you've done your body makeover videos because I think there's a lot of like sensationalization. Is that a word I just made up? Around body transformation and like a severe emphasis on the thumbnail of like a before and after. So how do you think you approach your body transformation videos differently than some of the trash we see on the interwebs?
Yeah, so when we created Extreme Body Makeover, which is basically my show where I help a participant go on the health and fitness makeover of their dreams.
It sounds so like Hollywood when you say it that way. Like The Bachelor.
Jesus, I hate myself.
No, don't. It's great. You're doing the Lord's work.
My boyfriend Garrett, before I came, he was like, "Please just like don't sound like a robot when you're on a podcast." And I was
You
like,
don't, though. But I think like when you have to be on camera, you learn a certain way to talk.
Yeah.
And, like, podcasts are weird because I truly don't edit much out unless we say something really fucking dumb. So it's probably just going to go in as
great.
And that's hard when you're answering questions about your business. You want to sound intelligent.
Yeah, or I don't know. Like some of the concepts we do are really complicated, so I have to figure out like how do I explain what we're doing.
You're allowed to fuck up here. This is Confidently
right,
Insecure.
cool.
You're allowed to say shit where I'm gonna learn something from it.
Okay.
So feel free to take your time.
Yeah. So, and I was really hesitant. Like a lot of people had asked me to do something like this, like, oh, help other people go on their own journeys. And I was really hesitant because it's a huge, huge responsibility to take someone's health and fitness into your own hands. And when someone is going through the transformation, I am like very emotionally invested in their happiness.
How do you have that capacity? How do you like have that bandwidth to care so much about someone else?
I mean,
I asked that genuinely. I know you laughed, but I'm like, seriously, how the fuck do you care about someone else when you have like a job, a boyfriend, a staff, a life?
Yeah, well, I'm very fortunate to work with the trainers are amazing. You're gonna love it. So Kelsey's gonna do it. She's gonna kick ass. It's gonna be great. But basically, when I set out to do it, I was like, I'm not a fan of how Hollywood has done reality show weight loss things. I just think it's really toxic and negative how the trainers treat the clients. First of all, it's
Jillian, whatever your name is, talking to you.
Yeah, like yelling and screaming and
shaming.
A lot of fat shaming.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show like lots of different types of people. So for example, Jasmine Robbins was on the show and she's
coming to be on the podcast tomorrow.
Oh my God, she's so
sneak peek preview. Anyway, sorry.
Yes. So
Jasmine was on.
She came on and she was like, I want to do it, but I don't want to see any of the numbers the entire time.
That's amazing.
And I think that's really great because we get so focused on what's my body fat percentage, what's the number on the scale. And she was like, I just want to do it and not worry about any of that shit until the end.
Wow.
Which is great. And so we're really accommodating. Like my goal is for you to have a positive experience. I don't care if you maintain weight, gain weight. We like in a video that hasn't come out yet, the participant's goal was to gain weight, which I think is really cool.
But that's also an awesome perspective that you probably don't see a lot on body transformation videos.
Yeah. And so we're really trying to hit like new types of stories because we've seen Revenge Body. We've seen all these other shows a billion times over. I want to do something different.
And I think like even Chloe is realizing how problematic that show could be. And I think they're trying, I mean, I'm only saying this because I work at E and I get to talk to like the producers and stuff behind it. But I think they're starting to realize like their new slogan for this season is like, do it for you or whatever, where it's more like revenge on yourself.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah. But, yeah, what you're saying, it's so true. Like we've seen how Hollywood has done it before. And so again, like how do you like balance your emotional life with, do you feel like working out part of your like, I don't want to say addiction to fitness, but a little bit, does that keep your mental well-being like fucking normal when you're running a YouTube channel and investing in other people's health and doing all these kinds of videos? Yeah,
I became interested in fitness, I guess, later than a lot of people think. It was during college and I started riding a bike.
Yeah, I remember.
And I like ended up joining the school team and going to nationals and everything. And from there, when I was working at BuzzFeed, this was probably before you worked there.
Yeah.
So I was on a professional cycling team.
Yes,
and
I remember this.
Racing on the weekends and traveling, and it was really, really exhausting. Yeah. So I wanted to find a way to like combine my loves of pushing myself to the limit and making videos. So I forgot your question.
Because I asked like 7 in one question. I go off a fucking tangent. That's just me as an interviewer. No, I mean, like,
the mental
does
balancing.
That keep you balanced? Because
yes.
I think, the number one question we got when I posted that you were coming was about motivation and the relationship to fitness and how do you stay motivated? Like, are you ever done? Are you ever done growing? Are you ever done working out? Are you ever like, I'm good, I reached what I need to do?
I mean, I don't really, I feel like a lot of my beginning relationship with fitness was I'm doing this because I want to look a certain way and maintain a certain number on the scale. And especially over the past year, I have had to learn to put that away. And I'm really just like at peace with, okay, like I have gained this much weight and I know the process of how to change my body. That doesn't mean I'm going to like starve myself or anything, because I don't believe in that whatsoever. But it's like, okay, cool. So this is happening to my body and I'm noticing it's affecting me emotionally negatively. I'm noticing it's affecting my relationship and my home life. And so I'm going to implement the tools that I have every single other time to turn this around.
I guess, like, where did you find the switch that working out made you happy? Because I think, like, something with people that deal with mental illness, like, we know that it is supposed to be good for us, but we still don't do it, which makes it kind of even harder, where we're like, when do you feel that switch that it became something really positive in your life? Was it during the cycling days, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's at all different stages, but I think at the core, it's finding that trainer or that person or the community that makes you motivated to go back every time. And for some people, that's like Soul Cycle. For some people, it's yoga. I'm not really that into it. I don't know.
I've done cycling.
Like fine.
It hurts my vagina. I don't know. Maybe I have long labia that get caught up in the bike seat. But
do
I can't
you?
do it. Maybe.
Do you have a long labia?
I have like very foldable labia. I feel like I can just fold it into any position.
That's cool. It's like origami.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Pussy origami.
Okay, great.
Trademark that t-shirt.
Okay, cool.
I want to also ask you, let's play a fun game.
Ooh, I like it when you do the games on the podcast.
So talking more about like wellness and fitness had me going down some YouTube rabbit holes and discovering some like recent trends. And so I want to play this game that I'm calling Over the Influence instead of Under the Influence.
Okay.
And influence being influencer rather than alcohol. So are we over this influence?
Like I'm over it.
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
got it.
Is it good or bad for wellness culture?
Okay, great.
Let's start with the first one. Facetune. The #1 downloaded app in the iTunes app store is Facetune.
I don't really get it. I don't have Facetune.
Wow. Holy shit. I think you're like in a very small percentage.
I think so too. Like I downloaded it once and then it confused me, so I deleted it.
It's not very interface user friendly. What's that word?
User friendly.
But wow, the things it can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we over it?
I'm pretty over it. I mean, I don't like the idea of excessive editing when influencers do it. However, if it makes you feel good about yourself, whatever. I don't care.
And I like battle with that because I've definitely done it before. I don't do it anymore. I try not to do it anymore, I should say. And I also try and keep it real every now and then. Like I try and post a picture of me. Like right now I'm wearing like a pimple sticker and I want to make sure everyone can see that I'm wearing a pimple sticker, that I'm having a breakout, and that's okay. And I try and keep it real with some posts. But like how much thought goes into your Instagram?
I think that I kind of gave up on Instagram for a bit because the algorithm was really just like mentally messing with me.
I posted my asshole on the internet this weekend, and I
loved that picture, by the way.
2,000 followers.
Really?
I broke my first. This is how insane I am. I broke my first 100,000 liked photo. I've never had 100,000.
I've never gotten anywhere close to that.
And well, neither had I really. And then I lost 2,000 followers. So I'm not sure if I'm happy or sad. But if my asshole on the internet's not going to do it, guys, I'm never going to pass 500,000. But so you gave up on Insta.
I mean, well, I did. But then we were working with this amazing producer for a little bit on the channel. And she was like, we're going to turn your Instagram around. And she said the key was like, just post videos all the time.
Oh.
Even like snippets of my existing YouTube videos or like behind the scenes stuff, because videos get more engagement and
why
like bumped in the algorithm. I don't fucking know what's going on.
I heard from a person who works at Instagram that it's all about going live, because going live.
Oh, well, I never do that. So, well, fuck me. Great.
I don't know.
I guess I'll go live.
Another fucking thing to add to my goddamn calendar. Speaking of calendars, you taught me everything I know about Google Calendar, and it's changed my fucking life.
Wow, that makes me really happy. That definitely boosted my ego
Michelle
today.
used to teach a class at BuzzFeed about Google Calendar and like Gmail and how to make your life easier. And at first I was like, what the fuck? Honestly, it changed my goddamn. Will you you should do a post about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone would watch that.
I think if anyone actually took the time, it would change their fucking lives.
I really do think if you, this is such a niche piece of advice.
No, it's not.
But
Everyone uses Google Mail.
yeah, I mean, if you are proficient in G Suite, you will probably more easily get a job than 99% of your peers.
Whoa, hot fucking tea right there.
I'm serious, because everyone comes in at entry level, and when you're entry level, you're like an assistant or whatever, and the thing that higher ups look for the most is organization.
And do you think that it's Gmail too? Like, what other emails do people use?
Well, some people use Outlook, but like you shouldn't work there if they use Outlook. Just saying.
That's a very like telling thing. You actually turn them down and you're like, ooh, it's not going to be a go for me, dog. Okay, so we're kind of canceling Fate soon because I think that's what I was gonna say is you said something like, what if it makes you happy, then like go for it.
I think
there's a fine line between what makes you happy and truly like
what makes you
fucking happy. Because if what makes you happy is tweaking that zit so that you get more likes.
Yeah, I don't think there's any issue with that. It's just more so when people of influence, like huge amounts of followings, make it seem like that's who they are. I feel like that's when it's not okay.
Everyone has plastic surgery. Getting young at 16 years old, everyone lies about getting it. Everyone face tunes. Everyone filters. I mean, like the whole Instagram model culture has just like fucked up young women's self-esteem. Yeah. And I feel like I started seeing a nutritionist at the beginning of this year because I found myself comparing myself so much to other people. Yeah. And, you know, Eleanor Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy, dog.
God,
and my
Eleanor.
I know, R.I.P. My nutritionist gave me like a task to unfollow accounts that make me feel bad about myself.
And I saw you post about that too. You were like encouraging people and I was like, bitch, I'm gonna unfollow some hoes up in here.
Yeah, you could unfollow some hoes. Like, there's really strong body positive hoes out there that are still like gorge, fashionable, slaying it, relevant, that don't like make me fucking feel bad. And I still haven't unfollowed Kylie. And I'm like, don't know what's stopping me from unfollowing her.
Why do you want to unfollow her?
Because it makes me feel bad when I see her life. I'm like, why wasn't I born a Kardashian? Like,
I know. Did you see her trip for the Kylie skin
yes.
thing? I'm so annoyed.
I'm like,
it looks so fun.
Yeah, and she's got, seemingly has it all. But I think I follow because I want to know what's up with the makeup. Like, she just launched her skincare brand, and I'm like, I want to see what's up.
Yeah, her body lotion came out today.
And it apparently smells like coconut, which is my favorite flavor, which is very controversial because some people don't like it because it smells like sunscreen.
Really?
Like, people don't like coconut LaCroix because people say it tastes like copper tone.
That's weird.
And I'm like, why are you licking sunscreen? Stop.
True. Anyways. Yeah, that's bizarre.
Continuing the game, are we over the influence of clean eating?
I feel like clean eating is such a sweeping term that everyone uses. Like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I've been eating clean this week. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
What does it mean?
I don't know because
there's no such thing as good and bad food is what I've learned from my nutritionist.
Yes,
like,
there isn't.
Shouldn't categorize.
I genuinely think that every person has a unique to them diet that only works for them. And yeah, I think everyone needs to find that. So
and there's a word that I found out about today called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. I'm not a doctor. Don't come for me. Arthrexic, which is actually now been classified as an illness. And it stems from becoming sick when you're obsessed with clean eating. So someone that like starts keto, but then does only keto for so long that they actually get sick, or like celery juicing or any type of juicing detox. And then they go for 30 days without eating food and then they become sick. So there's actually, it's like, oh, there's my roommate. Hey, Brian. This is Michelle.
Hi.
I think you met Michelle before.
Right. Yes.
Anyway, my roommate just walked in. This is the joys of having a home studio. So yeah, anything that's too healthy that actually makes you feel unhealthy is called arthrexic, and it's just been classified as an actual illness because of like social media and wellness blogs and shit like that. So yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm over the influence of clean eating.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, we're canceling it.
I'm canceling a lot of things.
Good. It's the year of cancellations. I canceled my fucking cable this year, and I'm better for it. Except now I'm on a TV show that I need cable for, so I fucking have to reorder it. Are we over the influence of Instagram taking away likes visibility? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
I think it's amazing. I think it's the best fucking thing that they have done with their power. Since releasing the platform.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, even on YouTube, sometimes you avoid clicking a video because you're like, oh, it didn't get that many views, it must not be good.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, like if you see a video with a title and a thumbnail that you would never click on, but it has 10 million views, you're like, wait a second. If everyone else liked it, it's pretty fucked up.
You know, and I'm so guilty of this. I just talked about how I got my first 100,000 liked photo, and for some reason I was like, I hope I can do this before we lose the visibility of likes, as if anybody else cares that I had 100,000. Nobody else cares. But to me, it was something like I saw other girls my age doing it, and I'm like, why can't I have that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel that way about so many things. Like I think like comparison in the way maybe people like look at my channel and think like, oh, she's like doing many cool things, or like has fitness trailer, which I don't perfectly, by the way. I feel that way by the fucking way. I feel a lot of guilt in comparison when it comes to numbers on YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, let's be real. Like when I left BuzzFeed, I didn't get as many subscribers as other people who have left BuzzFeed and instantly got like millions of subscribers.
It took you longer.
Yeah, it took me a year and a half to get a million subscribers.
One single person.
Yeah.
Without a team behind you. And
Sure. But it made me feel like, should I be doing content like they are? Should I be doing different things? Why am I making these long and complex, insane videos?
But that's what makes you different, right? It's like you can't compare your video to like a fucking Tana Mogo video. I can never say her name right.
Mojo?
Yeah, thank you. Like, right, her getting 2 million views off of a 13-minute vlog is not the same as like a deep dive comprehensive investigative video of you exploring a social justice topic. Like, it's just not the same. But I
have to remind myself of that. Like, I'm so much more like at peace with that. I feel like I'm like way more chilled out and confident in that respect than I think even like, especially when I was at BuzzFeed, when we were like working together all the time,
looking at numbers and data and stuff. Do you still find yourself looking at numbers and data and stuff on your channel?
No. I like, some people are like, I'm always in the back end of YouTube. I like never open it. Yeah.
Because that's your living though. Like that's your
and I just like income. Get a check whenever the AdSense comes in, and I'm like, okay.
But how do you do that with like a staff? Like, don't you need to know?
Well, a lot of our income I focus on is from brand deals. Oh, okay. Primarily. AdSense is like, oh, yay.
I'm curious of your thoughts about a problem I'm having right now. And listeners, I hope you won't like drag me too much for this. But I recently got sober, and I'm 37 or 38 days sober now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We did our last podcast about it. If you haven't listened, go listen. And I mean, this is, so many things are changing in my life, and this is another reason why I wanted to do your transformation video. And also, I think it's going to be really interesting to have someone with a chronic illness, because I don't think you've had that yet.
Yeah.
And chronic pain. But what was I saying? Oh, so I quit drinking, and I did this recently, and I had filmed a brand deal for an alcohol company before I got sober. Wow. And it's been filmed, it's been approved, but their like marketing campaign doesn't start till the fall. And I've been wrestling back and forth with what's going to happen when I post it, because I obviously have been very like out and proud about my sobriety, but I'm taking a check from a company.
Yeah, that's tough.
And so what do you think I should do?
What do I think you should
Michelle,
do?
Help solve my problems. What would you do?
So I actually did an alcohol brand deal.
You did?
Yeah. I honestly regret doing it, specifically in my situation. It was something like super easy. It was an alcohol that I was like, yeah, I have that at parties every now and then, whatever. Sure, it sounds fine. Like, I don't mind doing an Instagram photo. And the whole comment thread, like, I'm embarrassed to talk about this, but like, hey,
confidently insecure.
Confidently
You be confidently insecure about it.
Yeah, the whole comment section was like, what the heck? Like, you're a health and fitness influencer. You have a young audience. What are you doing? Which
But
I don't.
You also enjoy alcohol and
Yeah,
health and fitness.
yeah, right. I should be able to. But also, it made me think of like, you know what? Like, they might not know this, but I think I did do that just so I could have an easy thing to do and post about it and whatever. And I mean, it was a brand I was like fine with.
Yeah.
But it made me think more critically about what I was supporting.
Right.
However, on your end, I don't know. Like, you could make a big statement and like pull the plug on it.
Right.
Or you could release it and say, I am still sober right now, but also I have fun. And whenever I feel in control, I'm going to enjoy myself.
Right. And I feel like I might even be able to turn this into an opportunity. Like, I do enjoy what the brand is. I do drink it a lot. It is something that I actively was drinking for a long time. And I don't think it's like a specific brand that contributed to my problem. Like, that's my addictive side. That's my personality. That's my genetics. But I think there's an opportunity for me to turn this into something that's like, hey, I'm not drinking, but when I did, like, this is what I was having fun with. This is what like I wanted to share with people. But it feels sticky right now because it's so new. And, you know, I wish I could say like, oh, I don't need the money, but like, I don't work at BuzzFeed anymore. And I
mean, the money is real.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
If it was only about the money, I would be hoeing myself out left and right and taking a lot more. There goes my roommate. Bye, Brian. I would be hoeing myself out a lot more, but this does feel like, you know, this would suck to lose. So I'm just kind of like debating, and I don't know what the right thing to do is.
I think it's in the fall. You have time to think about it, but like, listen to your gut, you know?
Damn, I think my gut's saying don't do it. But I signed a contract. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
What is it for? Is it for Instagram?
Yeah.
Just like a video?
Of 2 stories and a static post.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's not like it's one little thing. It's like
that was about what I did as well.
Really? And I paid someone to help me film it, and like I worked hard on it. Like, I made the script funny.
I think the difference is that like it's a brand that you enjoy when you are drinking.
Right.
Whereas me, I'm like,
it just didn't make sense.
Like I don't know. I'm just like a wug, you know what I mean?
What the fuck
like
is
I don't know.
Wug?
I go to parties and I just get like a vodka soda and whatever has colors in it. I don't know. I'm a wug.
Yeah, like I think it definitely makes sense for my brand, you know, quote unquote, because I am a wino. Like, that's my favorite alcohol. But yeah, Anyways, let's move on. Are we over the influence of CBD and that going mainstream? Do you know about CBD?
Yeah, I do. I've never really done it, used it, dropped it.
Yeah.
What is the proper
All of
term?
those are correct.
Yeah. But I don't know. Weed is cool. I've never done like CBD oils and shit though, because I don't know.
Weed is cool. I'm laughing so hard. It's like, what would a cool teen say? Weed is cool.
Weed is cool. I don't know. I'm like never. I'm kind of freaked out about the idea of like putting something on my skin and then feeling something from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just like
Yeah.
know exactly the amount.
Totally. So, like, I guess my take on it is I've definitely been a huge fan of CBD since I did that documentary about it. And I always have been an advocate for people to have access to it. But my issue with it becoming so fucking mainstream, and especially in the last like 6 months, everything has been branded CBD. And there is no regulation. My cat is licking his own asshole right now, right in front of us. There is no regulation around testing if it's actual CBD product in it.
Oh my God.
So like you could be selling like juice with infused with CBD and there could be absolutely no CBD inside of it. Like there's no regulation. And
That's fucked up.
as we make this medicine more mainstream, like we have to, the government needs to like catch up with fucking bloggers and shit because we're putting CBD in fucking everything. And you know, they've done studies where like 97% of products they tested didn't even actually test for CBD in CBD.
Wow. That's really messed up.
Right. And so I was just curious your thoughts on it because I know you care about wellness stuff and like do you care about like weird ingredients and do you research that shit?
Yeah. Actually, Garrett, my boyfriend, is really into that.
Really?
Yeah. He worked on a documentary about the beauty industry and like,
oh my God, what's it called?
It didn't
Hollywood,
fully
baby.
happen, but he worked on it for like 2 years, I think. Wow. Yeah, so he knows everything. He's like really like, oh, we can't use that soap. It has this and this. Like, I'm not gonna put that sunscreen on because it'll give me cancer.
Right, like
know?
every deodorant that's not a vegan deodorant is gonna give us all cancer.
Right.
Through our pity holes.
Yeah, there's a website. I forget what it's called, but you can like type in a product and it tells you all the shit in it.
I had the app for a while, and like all you had to do was scan things.
Oh,
at the
that's
grocery
cool.
Store, and it would
Oh,
be
I've
like,
seen that before. Yeah.
Or like bomb, and it would tell you. Those are my two noises.
Womp womp.
If it was good or not. And like I used it for a week, and then I just fucking forgot. Like I just wish someone would tell me what's good for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to research every guy. There's too much to care about in the world. I can't also care about myself and my health, which is why I'm excited
especially
to do
as like you know, being a member of the minority groups that we are and like constantly feeling pressure to be on top of it and know exactly what to say and when about like defending our communities is really exhausting.
Do you ever feel like you I forget what it's called, like what's the word where it's switch, click switch, bait switch,
code switching
said the white girl. Do you ever feel like a code switching because of your background and ethnicity?
That's really interesting. I've never explicitly thought about it, but I definitely do think I do.
How do we explain what code switching is?
So code switching, to my understanding, maybe we
I'm
should
like,
Google this.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it while you tell me your
so
guess.
my understanding of code switching is, I guess, presenting yourself differently depending on the group you're with, specifically for the Black community, in quotes, acting Black in front of their community while acting white in front of another in order to be portrayed a certain way and having to feel, I guess, defensive of who you are in a way.
Absolutely. And like having to feel like doing both is somehow not correct. Like having to feel like you can only identify with one and thus putting the pressure on yourself that you can only be one type of person. Or
exactly.
identity.
And I think that I feel it less in the sense of like when I'm with my Indian family, I act a certain way, or my white family act a certain way, because I don't know. I more so feel like an outsider to both, being mixed race. Yeah. Especially like growing up in the South and being mixed race, like people are really confused because it's homogenous there in a lot of ways.
Word.
Yeah. or very segregated. My community was still incredibly, not intentionally racially segregated. And when you're not fitting into one or the other category, people get really wigged out.
Right. So do you feel like you've outgrown the need to identify with one or the other and just accept that like you're not someone that's 50% anything? Like
I feel like my channel has in a lot of ways allowed me to do that, because every time I do a new video, I'm entering a new community, whether it's the beauty pageant community or like runway modeling or military or whatever, the police community, and I am basically trying to change myself from an other of that community to a member of that community. And so I think in that way, it's allowed me to see myself as someone who's really malleable and like I can fit in different places. And also I can not perfectly fit in different places, but still coexist.
I think that's important in this day and age, to be able to see things from the other side. Like I don't mean to make this political, but like if you can't sit down with a Trump supporter and have a conversation, and I've been there, like trust me, I have people that I'm just like, fuck this, it's not worth it, like I'm giving up. But if we write off all of a, you know, certain community, like you mentioned, like all of the police force as brutal racist killers, like we're never going to get to the side of peace or, you know, communion as a community. Like we're never going to get to a place that, feels balanced. So I think that's a really good trait to have, is that you're open to being amalgamous.
Yeah, the only time that I'm reminded of it now, like I used to be very aware and very frustrated with it. Like, oh, I wish that I had just been completely white or completely Indian. I wish that I had at least known how to speak the language my dad speaks. I don't. I wish I could look like my mom when I go to a restaurant with her and people think that we're related and not friends.
Right.
You know?
Like when you were a kid, they were like, whose baby?
Yeah,
They
like
would give
a
you the
lot of
look.
times they would think that my mom was my babysitter.
Oh,
Because my mom was also very young when she had me. She was like 22. So people thought that she was like my nanny. And that was like really frustrating as a kid.
I feel like that's like not in the South. Maybe we're just in a liberal bubble here in LA, but I feel like the same way you don't ask a woman if she's pregnant, people are learning to not assume family positions and relationships now. Like it's nobody's fucking business. And if you have well intentions, that will come off. But if not, none of your fucking business.
Thank you.
Welcome to my new podcast, None of Your Fucking Business.
That's such a good podcast name.
Right. I need to start another one. Okay, let's move on from that fun game. That was our fun game. Yay. You did great. You won.
Thank you.
I want to answer a few fan questions
God.
we wrap up.
I can't believe people ask questions.
God, influx of questions.
When you put that on your story, I was like, oh my God, I hope someone asks a question.
So many.
Really?
So many.
Okay.
You are loved and appreciated and
Thank you.
Questionable, apparently, because we got a lot of them.
Okay.
I mean, the number one question we had, like I said, was the one where people were like, what keeps you motivated? How do you become that person that loves the gym? And we've kind of answered it, but maybe you could give some advice. Specifically, who asked _Megan M_ wanted to know what keeps you motivated through your toughest challenges even.
Honestly, a lot of times I want to quit. But what keeps me going is knowing that it's being filmed.
Ooh.
And that's kind of my way of keeping myself accountable. Did I want to ask them to stop when I was being tased this weekend? Yes. Did I want to be pepper sprayed? Absolutely no. But I do it because I think about the impact it will have. And that if I do this, maybe I can inspire one young woman to go out and do what she wants to do. Because growing up, I never saw anyone who looks like me in action films or movies like kicking ass. And that is my ultimate dream, is to be in an action TV show or movie.
Oh, it's going to happen, girl. You're so young.
I hope
Put
so.
that shit out into the
I
universe.
hope so. It's in the
Casting directors,
universe.
You hear us.
Hire me, Marvel Phase 5.
Oh, there you go. She knows. Call them right up.
Okay. Yeah. And so I consistently keep that in the back of my head. Like, if I can just inspire one person today, like one view on anything, then I've done my job.
So do you feel that way, not just with your videos and your challenges, but like when you go to the gym, are you holding, because that's not being filmed, are you holding yourself accountable, or like has it just become, part of your lifestyle, as people say? Like,
well, I think like the everyday application of that is find something to hold you accountable, and also really hold on and remember that feeling of anyone who leaves the gym, even if it's like a really difficult workout, you feel accomplished. Even if it's like an easy workout. Like, I feel like the feeling you have leaving the gym is always great. So just always hold on to that. Journal about it. Like, remember it, and then have someone or something keeping you accountable. I am a person who excels the best when I have a coach of some kind in any aspect of my life. Like,
see, I'm realizing it's my microphone
sorry.
that's twisting so much. It's not you. It's not actually you that's been backing away from the mic. It's been my mic backing away from you. I'm sorry.
Too scary. Okay.
So you like to have a coach. Do you have a trainer most times when you're at the gym?
Every time.
Every time?
Yeah. The same trainers that will be training you.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so scared. I'm so nervous, but I'm so ready. I've never been so ready to do this, by the way.
I'm so excited for you.
I worked out today. Yeah. I worked out before I was required to.
That's amazing.
Small steps.
And not everyone can afford a personal trainer, and I certainly didn't even have a gym membership for a long time. But even if it's like subscribe to a YouTube channel that has great videos,
there's
for
no
free.
excuse when everything's on YouTube. I did yoga in my living room this past year. Yoga with Adrian. Like every
she's
day.
great.
She's great.
I also love Cassie Blogalates.
Ooh, Blogalates. That's a fun name.
Her workouts are really, really good.
Yeah, and it's something you can do, like buy a yoga mat, do it in your living room.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, let's go to this girl. Her at was It's Laura, ya bitch.
Ooh,
She asked a question like, "Can Michelle be my trainer? Because I got scammed out of one last time." And I was like,
shit.
"Well, I'm not going to ask you if you can be your trainer, but I do want to ask off of that question. How do you know if you're getting scammed by a fitness coach, and like, how can you avoid something like that?"
Oh God. Well, I've definitely had a lot of negative experiences trying to find a coach, but I feel like finding a coach is a lot like finding a therapist or finding a doctor. You're going to have to try multiple. What I recommend actually is if you find like a couple, like maybe 5 really well rated trainers, like get reviews online or from other people, go visit all of them within a week or 2. And that way you can directly compare all of them and have a fresh mind and then decide. I got really close. I'm sorry.
No, that was great.
And then decide at the end of that who you want to go with.
So is there anything like any warning signs? Like if they ask for money up front, don't do it, or because I had, when I was looking for trainers, a lot of them were like, I'll do a package of like 9 classes for $100
I think every trainer who is great will offer
packages,
a package or like this is how much I cost for like your first time with me, whether it's free or it's $50
is
or
it
whatever.
Normally free? I feel like
I think it's not.
Oh,
you in LA. Other places you can get like the first session for free, which you should definitely take advantage of. And some things I like to look for in a trainer are how often are they on their phone? Because anytime they're on their phone, it's a waste of your money. Yeah, so that's a really big deal. Unless like my trainer uses his phone to like keep track of shit.
Yeah.
But like if they're like texting or talking to other trainers, that's like a really bad sign, especially in the first thing, because they're going to be most engaged probably in your first couple sessions because they want to impress you and keep you coming back.
That's a great point. I never thought about it. It's the same thing as if a therapist was like,
literally
around the room or like dozing off, because you're paying them. You're paying the trainer.
Exactly.
And for that hour, they should be 100% undivided attention at you.
Yeah. And something I also keep in mind is someone said that you are the amalgamation of the top 5 people you spend your time with.
Oh, fuck.
And I really took that to heart recently over the past year.
Yo.
And you can expand that, you know, like think of the top 10 people, 15 people, all of those people you absorb.
That can be very good.
And your trainer is going to be one of those people.
Wow.
And it's like, do I want to be like this person? Do they have a positive mindset on body image? Or are they like heralding certain people who look a certain way in the gym? I had an issue with that with a trainer where like he would make certain clients his poster children for their before and after photos or whatever. And at first I was like somewhat like, oh, I can strive for that or can be flattered when I receive a compliment. But then I was like, nah.
No,
this isn't
such a
it.
good point. That is such great advice.
And what I love about the trainers we work with on the show is that they're really good at being able to transform a body, but then also make it healthy. I feel like there's this idea of I either have to kill myself and starve myself constantly to get the body I want, or I am never going to be the body I want. And you need to find that, like, not the middle ground, because I don't want to deal with any of that, but like the centerpiece of like pushing yourself, but also being mentally, physically happy.
That's a great
eating
point.
the things you want, but then like seeing progress.
I feel like the biggest hurdle I'm going to have to overcome is I am either fucking in it, like I'm going to the gym like 3-4 times a week, I'm eating quote unquote healthy, I'm making good choices, I'm not drinking, I'm not using drugs, I'm not sleeping with people I shouldn't be sleeping with, or I'm fucking butt chugging beer, pizza 3 nights a week, fucking everyone in town. Like, I'm extremes. And so I think
I completely relate, actually.
Yeah. You butt chug?
Well, you know, like that. But I'm also an extremist. Like, I'm like one way or the other 100%. I am always 100% of whatever the fuck I am.
Yeah. And I feel like that's also like diet culture, right? Is like you have to follow a regimen and a plan. And I think I'm excited / nervous to try this nutritionist again, because I feel like the issue that I had with my nutritionist was that like nothing was changing. And she was like, I know that you're frustrated, that you're not like, quote unquote, getting thinner, or like, you know, I was like, I need someone to tell me what to do so that I can get to what you're talking about, like the ideal body. And nothing was happening, but boy, did I develop such a healthier relationship to food. Like I learned about mindful eating, and I was like journaling my emotions when I would turn to food, or I learned about like not calling good foods good and bad foods bad, or, you know, my internalized fat shaming. Like I definitely, it was more therapeutic than fitness.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're all related, but I think that's going to be my biggest struggle, and I'm nervous / excited.
I'm so excited for you.
Okay. Let's do 2 more questions. From Tonato. I hope that's how you say it. What was our first impressions of each other when we met? We met 2015 at BuzzFeed.
That
so we've
feels
known each other
so
4
long
years.
ago.
So long, dude. So
I really don't
long.
want to know what you thought about me. Just I don't. It's probably bad.
No, I don't think it was. I remember you being an incredibly hard worker, like different, on like a different tier from people. And I think I remember like one of the first times we talked, why are you smiling? What?
You can keep talking.
Oh no, what?
I just think I was so annoying.
I don't think
was
it was
so annoying.
I thought you were really, and don't take this wrong, naive. Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't think this girl's ever touched a drug. I don't think she's ever seen a penis. And not that that's a bad thing. I was just like, oh, this is very much like exploratory, like in a good way. Cause I think BuzzFeed did that for me too. Like I did not know the proper usage of certain terms, or like what was PC, or when I was just being like an asshole or a shock jock for shock jock value. And like, I think that was a good thing. So I think like what you think is annoying was just learning.
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I look back at that and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I feel, I don't know. It doesn't feel like me.
Oh,
which is weird.
4 years in your 20s is a lot of fucking changing.
Yeah.
Who you were a year ago is a lot different from who you are now in your 20s. How old are you again?
I'm 26.
26. Oh my God. You were fucking 20.
I was 22.
Thank you. I couldn't do math fast enough. That's, oh my God, that's a fucking huge change. I was 25. Yeah. The fact that I'm older really bumps me out, because you have it so much more together than I do.
Well, I don't even know about that. I really don't. Like,
I'm turning 29 next month. You're a Leo too, right?
Yeah. We were born like, you're August
16th.
I'm August 10th. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I always remember, because I always have my birthday, and then you have yours right after, and it's fun.
Yeah. And Leos are the best people you will ever fucking know in your life.
I'm so fucking ready for Leo season, because Cancer, whatever the fuck it is.
Emotional ass.
I don't know what Mercury, I don't know what the fuck it is, but CoStar needs to get off my ass. Every time I open it,
app,
I hate it.
Because it fucking knows. It just be saying shit. It just be like a really smart Twitter girl, like a really funny, witty Twitter bitch.
Exactly.
She just gets at you, man.
I'm done. What was the question?
I don't know. We're canceling. What were our first impressions of each other? Yeah, and I think it was naivety for me. Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah, my first impression of you.
Oh, I was probably just a fucking mess.
No. It was actually like what other people were saying about you, like, oh wow, like Kelsey is like the funniest intern. Like she's so cool. She's so awesome. She's so funny. Like
with everyone. That's probably why they're probably like, yeah, she's great, because she fucking.
Well, you know what? At least you were having sex.
Oh, damn. All right. Giant grin to camera.
Great.
Oh, that's funny. Good times. It's like college. We look back on it with fond memories, some a little cringeworthy, but boy, we did it.
I know. Yeah. And then I think like as we grew at BuzzFeed, I really looked up to you a lot.
I don't know.
Well, like you were doing really cool things and like making really successful videos, and you became a development partner, and we're like off and doing all this crazy shit. You're like selling a show, and crazy. I was like, damn, I want to be doing that.
Wish fulfillment. But I think it's that grass is greener thing, because then I would look at things you were doing, and like right now, right? Like how the tables have turned, where I'm like, oh wow, I wish I could put a fucking video together at all, besides this podcast. You know what I mean? Like I think it's grass is greener. It'll always ebb and flow, and like I said. And Eleanor Roosevelt said it best, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think what I learned too at BuzzFeed, which I don't know if you feel this way, but I learned how to be happy for other people's success. Because when I first moved to LA, I was a greedy little fucking
Yeah. That
jealous
was something I had to
bitch.
learn at BuzzFeed too.
Yeah, and you have
It's
to.
really hard
right?
because
Yeah.
specifically there, sometimes promotions or like people getting more attention than other people felt unpredictable or like difficult to measure. Like,
Yeah, because you're like, I put in this many fucking hours for this video that gets this amount of likes, and this person does this one stupid thing who literally doesn't do anything and lets everyone else do their work for them, yet they now are profiting. And it's hard because we get to see those like behind the scenes moments, but to the audience, we're just making videos. Like they don't know the process. But I really had to learn how to be like, you know, the Amy Poehler quote, which I don't know if she's the originator of it, but good for her, not for me.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay.
That's cool. Good for her, not for me.
Yeah. Right? I say it to myself all the time. Good for her, not for me. Just not for me. That path, like, we will never cross. Like, you and I will never be competing for the same job. Ever. Because we're not the same person. So, like, if you get a job because I don't get a job, it's because that was always your job. And I had to learn that. Like, I'm never competing with people. It's out of my control who gets a job or like who gets an opportunity, you know? And that's hard when you see Instagram bitches be doing just crazy shit and you're just like,
it's so
how
hard.
do I get invited to that?
Yeah.
I love that Mindy Kaling book, Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me? Have you ever read it?
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah.
I feel like I have constant FOMO, but in this last year or two, and I think it really was like kind of getting a little bit away from the public eye, I've never been happier.
Dude, it's so awesome. Like even just like in the moments when I can be like, okay, yeah, like this person made this video and it's doing really well. I might not understand why, but you know what? Great for them. I'm going to keep doing my own thing.
Good for them, not for me.
Exactly.
What
a healthy mindset.
Right? Walk away with something here on this couch. Let's end on this good one. This one's actually from one of our friends, Matthew Francis from Tasty at BuzzFeed. Wanted to know. Hi, Matt. He has a podcast too that I was just on called Oh fuck, I'm having something. Oh fuck, I can't remember the name of it. What's this podcast name? I want to look it up real fast.
We're going to cut this out.
Yeah. Or why don't you entertain them? Why don't you entertain the folks with a story about what you had for breakfast today? Dinner views. It's called Dinner Views. What did you have for breakfast?
I just had granola.
Like a bar or
a bowl.
Oh, any yogurt?
Just granola and milk.
So like cereal. Okay, fancy cereal. So Matthew, the host of the Dinner Views podcast, which is a really fun podcast that I was on, wanted to know, when you started your business, like after you left BuzzFeed, did you invest all the capital yourself? So I guess what he means by that is like, did you put all the money into everything on your own?
Yes, completely.
How the fuck did you have the courage to do that?
Well, I guess like not many people at BuzzFeed know this, but about a year before I left, I kind of realized, okay, I might not reach the heights that I wanted to within this company. So I'm sorry, I fucking can't.
No, it's my microphone and you're telling a
I'm
gorgeous
just gonna...
story and my microphone is falling. Okay, let's see if that does it.
Hello?
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, I'll move with it. I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Son of a bitch.
I'll hold it. I got it. Okay. So about a year before I left, I kind of made a soft decision of like, I think I'm going to leave. I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel.
I think everybody does about a year before.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my biggest fear, again, being a daughter of an immigrant, and I was like, if I fuck this up, it's real bad because my parents moved across the world.
Yeah. This is on me, dog.
Yeah. So my therapist actually told me, therapy moment, that if you are scared of failure, imagine that failure and what you would do. Like, make a full plan. Like, if I get in a car accident, who do I call? Right. Whatever. So she was she basically told me to train myself and to prepare for the worst. Wow. So what I did was I moved into a studio apartment. I never went out. That's why I never ever went to Davy Wayne's or anything with anybody at BuzzFeed.
Nothing good happened to Davy Wayne's. You did the right thing.
I like never ate out, and I just worked at BuzzFeed and saved. And I mean, some saving, of course, as much as we could there, but just more so getting myself accustomed to, this is the lifestyle I will have.
Be
Yeah.
getting used to.
And once that became my norm, I was like, okay, whatever. And I had some money saved from other jobs. And I had about enough money to live for like 3 to 6 months, depending on how far I wanted to spread it.
Wow.
And I left.
You took a fucking chance.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
Failure is an option. I think when we think like failure is not an option, that's almost like more shameful behavior than just being like, here's what absolutely could go wrong, and being realistic about what happens if it doesn't.
And it doesn't mean like being afraid of your dream. It means just being like, okay, what is my fucking plan for this? And thankfully, like, I invested a lot of money into the channel.
Yeah.
And it was profitable within a month, 2 months.
Wow.
2 months.
But so for 2 months, you were making a video every week?
Maybe twice a week.
So you made at least 8 videos before you saw money?
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people realize that, like, you're not banking. Like, people do YouTube for years before they see checks.
Of course. Yeah. And I mean, I was very, very fortunate to have an audience built from BuzzFeed.
Sure,
like,
I'm never of, right? Like, I have to imagine you built a lot on your own. Because like you said, like, it was a year of building.
Yeah. I mean, it was a year and a half before I hit.
But doesn't it feel good now? Because it feels like it's your own.
It really does. It really does. Like, I feel like I definitely did it on my own. Like, I was never really given any hand holding or real resources, I guess, at the job. But also it taught me a lot about how I would want to run my own business, and specifically how I want to treat people who work on my business.
Now you're a fucking boss, bitch.
Thank you.
I'm a boss ass bitch. Bitch, that's the song I put on your Instagram today. I just couldn't not. And we're so glad you did it. We're so glad. We're also, I think, like, what a difference a couple of years makes, right?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you glad you stuck with it and followed your gut and left and did your own fucking
I really
shit?
am. Yeah, and I also think, like, what if anyone learns anything here, like
anything,
and if
all
you're
this garbage
and
we've
you're
been
still
talking
listening to my shit, it would be like, if you are in a place where you see other people rising up but not yourself, it might not be the place for you.
Make it work.
Yeah,
for yourself. You're your number one advocate. What a great thing to end on.
I know.
I'm so grateful that you spent an hour with me, and I cannot wait to spend the next 6 weeks with you. I'm like so grateful that you've taken me on as a person for your journey. Where can people find you, and what do you have coming up to look forward to if they subscribe?
Whoa. You can find me on Instagram. Help me get my
definitely
engagement up.
Is active on, and the engagement. Live videos coming to you soon.
Yes. And YouTube at Michelle. Khare, Michelle Khare.
I love it. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I love this podcast. And I love all the episodes so far.
Stop. You guys can also watch this on youtube.com/kelsey, and I think you should watch this one, actually, because I need you all to see Michelle's jumpsuit.
I know. I wore this for the video, and I just love it. I'm not gonna give it
up. It's like a 90s, 80s neon onesie. Yeah. Are you hot in there?
I was earlier, but you know what? I'm happy.
It's pretty killer.
It's worth it.
While you're there on YouTube, why don't you leave us a comment? Give us a fucking thumbs up. I don't know what you do on YouTube. Rate this on iTunes. It really, really, really helps if you rate it. So if you have a second, go fucking rate it. And we got back on the charts last week after falling off. So we're super excited to be back in the game with people. We've made it, I don't know, like 12 episodes without an ad, without a sponsor.
Oh my God.
And that is all thanks to you guys.
Wow.
Actually watching
Fuck
and making this happen and the views happen. So thanks so much. Fucking bye.